because it's race time. We're live. Hey, everybody.
Gonna be a really fun race today.
People couldn't believe we were still running this tournament. We had a little bit of a wind-up doing one of those matches. Not this one. This one didn't take too long. I figure we'll find the last match happening next weekend. This will be the end.
Sounds about right.
Whoever wins this is going to go best of 3 against Problem's team. They'll already be down a match though because this is the lower bracket, so there might be 1 game left, might be 2.
Either way, you got to get through today to get there. Gonna be a fun one. Gamer Cal and Tear against Team Wildcard.
I quit the SRL channel. Tripbuster left too. Let's do it. 10 seconds.
Awesome.
I'm gonna run a clock on the side here, but we will be using SRL time for whatever they get.
And we got a red rupee in the Sanctuary and just a full heart container in Link's house. Looks like Pendant Hera, a red crystal Eastern, and a regular crystal desert. Immediately seeing Gamer Cal going to do the Houlihan play while everyone else is going in crazy different directions.
That's such an invaluable trick. That adds up. I think that's a really good move in co-op for sure. I want to learn it. I don't know how to do it offhand. Just I know the idea, but to actually pull it off, that's not something I can do.
Oh, hey, a sword for Alucard, right off next to the uncle.
Nice.
Yeah, the Houlihan play, the only way I know how to reliably do it is you push open the escape, and then you can bomb yourself into the back of escape, the drop down, and that'll drop you in. But I'm not sure about the other way with the not having flippers. Alucard getting that sword, gonna go do the first part of escape immediately. Oh, and some powder for Wild Anaconda.
This game has 64 sets of sprites now, but we still see some original Links out here.
I still use the default because I can only set up bomb jumps that way.
Yeah, it's definitely a handicap if that. I get so used to the custom sprites that I'm getting the hang of just pulling it off pretty well. Some of them are very similar to Link, but not all of them.
Definitely a good skill to have to be able to do the bomb jumps with the shadows and stuff. Oh, and a vanilla blue boomerang.
This is version 27. We did not really see any logic changes. There were a few, but they were very minor kind of changes. Like there's more chance of finding the bow in Palace of Darkness than before. I don't know if you even could before, but I mean,
it can only be in 3 chests in Palace of Darkness before. Now it can be in any of them except for the 2 on the right side.
Yeah, changes like that. There's one for Skullwoods too, I think, and it was the kind of change that would not change the way I play. Like if I went into Palace of Darkness without the bow, I would have opened all those chests regardless. So now it's just a little better for me, I guess. But you know, it is what it is. It's mostly they added new modes. They added key sanity and some other stuff like that. Found the power gloves and the cape and the shield.
And with the cape and a sword, between the two teams. You know, that could put Aghanim on the table if they find the lamp before any other ways to get to Dark World.
Gamer Cal will have to be careful around these crabs. They hit for 2. I hate doing this run when they can one-shot me because sometimes they can get a little wild.
Oh yeah, it just takes one little bad RNG and then oops.
Some of these enemies in this game, they like to position themselves the way they like to do, and it's hard to make a prediction on what they're going to do. You just gotta... The crabs are not too bad. They move up and down slowly, and then they go side to side really fast. But they do hit for 2 hearts, and he's having a hard time getting through right now. Don't want to die out here because that would be a nightmare for the purposes of riding that ice rod cave. It would take a while to get back here. He'd get sent back to his house.
Last place you want to die.
20 rupees.
Not worth it. Oh well. Gotta check it out though. Information's easily the most important thing, and especially in 2v2. You're gonna see Wild buy some bombs here.
There's some information. Red pendant on Hera. One of the red crystals. That's a new update. The UI in a lot of places is updated. That's really the big thing in version 27. They added a bunch of notices everywhere. One of the things they did was put red crystals on the map. So we saw pretty easily that Eastern Palace is one of the red crystals. Desert has
It makes
a
it
blue
nice to check the map at a glance.
Yeah, and also bottles have colorblind safety on them now and things like that. There's the mirror and boots in the back of Escape.
Oh hey, free seed.
Really good. Really good. That's a nice thing for Green Team to have. It won't be long before I expect Alucard will be going in there soon now.
Yeah, I would expect that's probably his next play after checking the Ice Rod Cave out here.
Yep, we do open seats in this tournament. Oh, Alucard took the death we were talking about.
Oh no!
Wonder if he'll go back to Ice Rod Cave. Or just bite the bullet. He's biting the bullet. I don't blame him. In the case of the Ice Rod Cave, I'm always questioning if it's worth the... It takes like a full minute to go out there. If I think I'm going to find the flute, I usually just don't. It depends on how much stuff you have, I think, before you can really make that call. But in a 2-on-2, I think you want to check as much as you can, especially Light World. So it's an unfortunate time loss there. It's almost as bad as dying to a boss in some ways, because it's such a far walk.
Yeah, but once he finds the boots here, it'll make it a little bit easier to get back.
Yeah, the boots are a straight shot. There's not really any risk either when you have the sword. So boots and mirror on both teams. Terra doesn't want to go around without the boots either for any longer than he has to, so immediately we see Terra going down and getting them.
We got dark rooms on both sides now, going through the sewers. Oh, no. Gamer Cal left and went through the old man. I just assumed it was the sewers because there's a black screen.
So, it might not be common knowledge if you don't play a lot of Zelda, but, well, Link to the Past specifically, but for some reason, when you do Dungeon 5 and 6 in the Dark World, you get the red crystals that... They're not really red in the regular game, they're red in this just to notice. They unlock a bomb that you can use to bust open the pyramid and get the silver arrows and golden sword. Usually, that's what you usually get in there. Not in this, obviously, but you do get items in there, so they're still worth checking out, and that is the weird thing that unlocks them. It's not I thought it was beating up to Ganon and then it's open, but that's not the case. It's actually just Mire and Ice Palace that open it up, usually. But now it's random, so any dungeon could be those red pendants or crystals, so you need to know if you have them, because it might be a mandatory thing. Speaking of mandatory, Total Rock is red 5, and Skull Woods and Blinds are the blue and green pendant, respectively. So there's our dungeon layouts. We have everything to do except Tower of Hera and the top west side of Dark World.
And knowing the logic with a pendant in Skullwoods, there's probably something of progression hiding in there.
Oh, GamerCal doesn't actually have a sword. He has to use bombs to get through Tower of Hera. That's an interesting choice to go there without a sword. How far can he get? He's going to have trouble with this if he's serious about getting this dungeon done. Not only might he need the lamp, but he's gonna have to get rid of a couple of those shove boys. I don't remember their names. I don't think it's shove boy, but it might be. 3 of those crystal things.
The beetles?
Yeah, the crystal beetle things. Red Cane, if he had mana, he could use that. But he does have the big key, so he can go up. But the problem is, in this room, he's gonna have to kill one of these that he doesn't have a pot for. And
you can drop down and respawn the pots, I think, without respawning enemies.
only if you kill them with the pot. So he didn't kill that one, right? So it's gonna respawn. Isn't that right?
I'm not 100% sure how it works.
It looks like that's not the case. He killed it, technically, apparently. So, good to go. He's got it. He's got the solution. Well, there's no way he can kill Moldorm with what he has. That's just straight up impossible. So if Moldorm has the item, or the basement key, this is as far as this goes. But he might be able to do it. He might get lucky here.
Terra just finding some money in the first chest there in Eastern Palace.
The players are communicating. This 2vs2 tournament is they're on a call together and they're telling each other what they find. So we have 2 separate calls going on. There's the basement key, so we're definitely done a Tower Hera, even if he had a sword.
Just gotta go see the uncle and find one there in the chest next to him.
Yep.
Oh, Terra found the Ether Medallion. I'm not sure if that was in the second chest there or if that was in the back of Sahasrara's house. I guess it must have been there in Eastern because Wild Anaconda doesn't have it marked.
Well, GamerCow already has the Titan mitts. I'm not sure where he got those, but he's in King's Tomb, so...
Must have been up on Death Mountain there in the Spectacle Rock or on Spectacle Rock, maybe?
Old Man had him. Old Man's got those golden gloves. Alright. Both teams have access to the Dark World, but they don't have the Moon Pearl yet.
And that means that the lamp has got to be somewhere fairly accessible. Because the Dark Death Mountain wouldn't give you the Titan's Myths in the logic without the lamp.
Red Potion. GamerCow wanted to pick that up. He needs more bombs because he used so many as a weapon.
Makes sense. Having the bombs. Might as well use them. You come back down there to get the potion, buy the bombs. Then head up into I don't know, where do you go from here without the Moon Pearl? Maybe up to Zora? Looks like Cal is going into the... Oh, nope, not. Realizing he doesn't have the Moon Pearl. Not going to the Dark World.
Oh. Well, the Red Cane on both teams here. It looks like Alucard is going to try his luck up the tower, but I know that he won't be able to get any further without some kind of fire source because... I guess he can kill Moldorm.
Moldorm might have the item.
Yeah.
The second item.
It's 50-50, I guess. There's a powder for GamerCow. Powder is a fetch quest, but it's also a nice safety item.
It's my favorite safety to find. Terra about to get the blue boomerang here in the vanilla spot.
But Anaconda is gonna go ahead and check the asteroid cave for red team. This is what they missed earlier. Boots definitely help with this journey. 8 bombs for his trouble. That's almost worth the trip.
Alucard finding that small key, now going to head on up to Moldorm. GamerCow using the boots to walk on water. get up into the waterfall chest, only finding some money up there, though.
Somebody arrested this red potion. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in version 27 worth mentioning. There's the key sanity randomizer, which is it's all the rage right now. Everyone's trying it out because that's the most unique one. There's also a super hard mode. The other hard modes, even one hit KO wasn't hard enough. They added a new one. And then there is there's bees on death. For some enemies, they could just drop a swarm of bees. And I think most interestingly is they finally added the ability for planned randomizer. You can generate a seed of your choosing. You can create it however you want and create that seed. That option is now on the website, so you can easily create the disaster that you're always dreaming of giving to me, where you have the ether on pedestal that opens up Turtle Rock that gives me the bow. You know, that whole run around. You can create that if you want. Moon Pearl on Moldorm. Oh no.
Wow.
That's big. That's access.
Huge.
Yeah, that's GamerCal went to Tower of Hera early and is actually punished for it because he couldn't get to that Moon Pearl, and that's going to set them back a ways. That's going to be the last thing that Green Team probably checks because of the order that things have happened. That's really, really good for Red Team, that lead.
Tear not having gone up to get his Titan Mitt yet may route up back to Tower of Hera since he has a sword now. So it may not hurt them too long since there's not that many places left to go.
Yeah, Terra's up there for the Titan Mitts, I'm sure. Hopefully he'll go up to Tower of Hera, but without a fire source, he's probably going to think twice about doing Tower of Hera.
Well, GamerCal just found the lamp in Agonist Cave.
Nice. Okay, that's a start. We're checking Zora on Anaconda screen, and they're finishing up the Light World. They should be going to the Dark World pretty soon.
And we saw the hook shot on the Zora ledge also.
Can't get it yet. I don't think there's even a way that you can water walk over there, right? Is there? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I certainly don't know of a way to fake flipper to that particular ledge because the waterfall screws up the glitch.
There's a way you can do it with the boots. I'm not 100% sure how to do it. I know GamerCal probably knows how to do it.
Pretty tricky to pull that ledge out of bound. It would definitely be worth their while to pull off a glitch like that when they have mountain access, and certainly with the Moon Pearl and Titan Mitts, they could do a whole bunch of stuff on the mountain, but just gonna end up looking for the flippers, probably. That hookshot's definitely something everyone wants.
Alucard's about to grab the lamp here also, so we're gonna have a lamp knowledge on both teams.
GamerCal's swimming. Terra did not go up the mountain. Looks like he's
Heading
going
there
now.
though. Went and got the lamp first, so that you can go check all of Hera if need be.
This is the lower bracket finals. Whoever wins this will be 0-1 against Problems and Spooty Biscuit in a best of 3. Meaning that if they lose again, they're out and Problems and Spooty wins. If they win, then there will be a rematch in the finals and we'll have the Ultra Finals. There's only one set of players left after this. Whoever wins this will play those two. Those two are undefeated, so they have an edge. But they could still lose if they lose 2 in a row.
There's the mitts for Tear. And it looks like both Wild Anaconda and GamerCal were walking into the Moldorm Cave to set up some kind of fake flipper to try and get that hook shot, and they both kind of messed it up.
I thought GamerCal had the sword. I could have sworn I saw him pick it up.
I think Tear has the sword. GamerCal hasn't made it to the escape part yet. And Tear's heading straight into the Tower of Hera.
That's good. GamerCal's going up to Zora's Ledge.
Alucard, meanwhile, is in Skullwoods and finding... Is that the fire rod? Definitely a rod.
Yes.
Finding an almost vanilla fire rod. So an almost vanilla moon pearl and fire rod here.
And there's the fire shield. Skull Woods is extremely a pendant dungeon in this. It's the red pendant, I think, so that's a nice little find for red team.
Definitely is Skullwoods paying out again. Even
and right
in
away.
V27.
Right away, too. No, did not even have to dive into that dungeon at all.
But they could now, finding the fire rod there. Oh, just some money on the bumper cave. There's Gamer Cal getting the sword now.
With 1/2 a heart going up into Moldorms here. Should be alright. Moldorm is not usually a boss that does damage more than it does bumps, but it could hit you. I like to have a couple hits.
Alucard going ahead and checking the North Dark World areas here. Getting that graveyard ledge. Getting disappointed by it. Both the bottom players heading into Tower of Hair together. One at the boss, one climbing up the tower.
Tear must have got some HP somewhere.
I think he used the red potion.
Well, had an unfortunate Moldorm fight. Took a bunch of hits and fell down, but good thing he did use that because he'd be climbing right now.
Trolldorm's always the real winner of any seed.
When you have to do it vanilla like this, when you can't use any tricks at all, this is what the fight is supposed to be, and it's nasty. It's also something that's not very commonly practiced in Randomizer. This is one of the ones that you get a lot of stuff for usually. I mean, it's just a dungeon where you need the mirror and you need the mitts. Usually you have a sword upgrade or two and the hammer or something when you come up here. So you don't usually have to fight like that. Moon Pearl has been found for the green team, and they're going to get it on both players real soon. The flute just got found by Alucard in Thieves Town.
Oh man, a master sword and a flute in the Village of Outcast there. That's loaded.
All players have the Moon Pearl. Dark World access is through Thieves Town. Nobody messed around with these pendant dungeons. They just did them. They just got them finished real quick. They were the ones that were pretty obvious. Let's see if Skull Woods is going after by green team or not.
I would probably guess we're gonna see that happen.
I've been doing it before Thieves Town even when I do this warp here, just because it's been consistently in version 26 a very good place to stop, and 27 didn't change anything, so I would expect it to have the good stuff a lot of the time. For just a 2-item dungeon, it certainly pays out quite a bit.
Well, Alucard's got it marked as the ice rod. Actually, from Skullwoods.
Terra's got the ice rod. It was in the chest game.
Oh, so he just didn't mark the fire rod. Okay, that makes sense.
We're actually ready for Total Rock, I think. I haven't seen the medallion for it. It could be Quake. We could be ready to do that dungeon. I just need that hammer to get in there, and then that might be it.
Hammer, and maybe, well, I guess the hammer opens up the way to Turtle Rock. Never mind. Wild going straight over to get the fire rod. Doesn't care about the fire shield, just leaving it.
I can understand that. I get mild use out of the fire shield and the mirror shield, but I wouldn't go even 10 seconds deep to get them. If I have them, I'll use them to block a couple things, but they don't help very much.
Tear activating the swag duck.
Instead of doing blinds, Alucard's doing a chest run. Blinds is apparently an unfavorable pendant dungeon this seed. No one wants to do it.
Without having the hammer, I can kind of see it, but still checking out the first 4 chests is a lot of information. Maybe we'll see Wild dive in.
I'd like to see somebody take a look at Mire, because they have what they need to get in there and finish it. And it's mandatory. I would personally be heading to that dungeon in this seed. I'd be there right away.
Yeah, as long as the medallion for it's Quake, then they can get in and take care of it completely.
Yeah, if only to see what medallion I needed, I'd head over there, but if it was Quake, I would do it. I would just get it done. You never know if there's an item in there, but even if there's not, you're not wasting any time. It's a dungeon that just takes a while to explore usually anyway.
See, there's GamerCal with the walk on water, pulling it off, and he's going to get the hook shot without the flippers. That's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, that's a very impressive thing. I don't usually expect people to do that, because I don't even know how to do it. That's pretty helpful to have the hook shot right now. He can do Death Mountain, all of it, and that looks like what he's doing.
That's where I would be heading with it.
He's got access to like 20 items up there. It's going to be crazy good for him. There are items that he would eventually have found. Who knows where the flippers are? They could be somewhere weirdly obnoxious, and that's going to take Red Team a while to go get.
Definitely. And we know that you're going to need the flippers eventually because of Swamp being a crystal.
Yeah, you're going to need the hookshot too. So everyone's going to have to make that trip sometime.
Tear heading into the hype cave here. Finding just some hearts and some bombs.
I have left up the option of what kind of seed to run in this to the players, and they want to do open, I think. I was talking about doing swordless or something like that. Key Sanity being brand new, I doubt that they're going to vote for it. There are races of Key Sanity going on now, and they've been running anywhere between 2.5, 3 hours has been the time for those, so it's not as bad as it sounds. It's a lot of obnoxiousness to it, but it's also got a neat little UI. I kind of want to try it, even though it is technically a longer run. I don't think I'll hate it. It's not too bad looking. There's a lot of information on screen. It tells you how many chests you've opened, and tells you how many keys you have per dungeon. I think one of the things that really makes it okay is that there's a lot of extra keys in Skull Woods, Mire, Ice Palace. There's a lot of extra keys in those dungeons. 3 or 4 some of them. You don't need to open every door, so you don't need to find every key in the game, and you certainly don't need to do the pendant dungeons unless the keys they need are in there. So you could get away with not terrible seed in that. You do need keys for Ganon's Tower, but you don't need a whole lot for that either. Theoretically, you could skip all of Ganon's Tower, actually, because you could go in there and have 2 keys and the big key right away. You could just be done. I could see that happening. I could see that happen frequently. Looks like Alucard's going into blinds.
And it looks like Mire was Quake.
Wild Anaconda's doing the desert. So is Terror.
And they can full clear the desert palace. That's a good play here.
Desert's a crystal. So is Mire. I would see them both done and be happy about it. Key Sanity just mixes compasses, maps, and keys from every dungeon across the world. It tells you what key you found when you find it, big or small. And so you will not find necessarily the keys for a dungeon inside that dungeon. So you're going to need enough keys to open the doors. And it's a little weird because dungeons like Mire normally have 2 chests. All of a sudden now every chest in there is good. So now Mire's a ridiculously good dungeon because it's full of keys. And Palace of Darkness too. It's full of chests. It just has a ton of them. Actually, it has like 7 when you think about the useless keys it has. And any of those could be handy. So you're going to end up going inside and outside of dungeons over and over again, trying to get them all. And I think the perk, the main benefit of that run is definitely that you will probably skip the basement of Gannis Tower. You're just going to have everything you need when you get there. When you finally get in there, you're going to be just running straight up the door. You're not going to ever have to do Gannis Tower, I don't think. You might, but it seems unlikely.
Oh, and Quake for Turtle Rock also.
Well, they're all set.
A bunch of junk so far up there on Death Mountain for GamerCal outside of that, and the Silver Arrows it's found. Oh, and the book somewhere. I missed the book find. So the book and the Silver Arrows, what has been found so far from the sequence break.
Nothing on that ether either.
My card using the red potion there in the Grasshopper area of Thieves Town. Those guys also hit really hard.
Desert Palace did have the flippers. So we finally have that, and it looks like Hookshot will be gotten before too long, and they can do Swamp Palace, another good stop. But Red Team's still going to mess around on the mountain, which we already know is not too great. Would have been a really nice time save for Green Team, but it didn't pay off. Fake Flippers, when it works really well, and that thing he did is Fake Flippers 2.0. It's super hard to see. You don't see that at all. I've never seen anyone else in this tournament do the kind of tricks GamerCal's done. He did something pretty fancy the other time he was racing too. And if he got a good item up there, like the hammer, for example, that would be enormous for Green Team. Unfortunately, didn't do anything but silver arrows. Doesn't have anything to show for that effort.
The book could still yield something at the Bombos tablet.
It could. That's really the only open thing here, because Red Team will have silver arrows probably before they go to Ganon, based on where they're located, so...
Yeah, being in the Hookshot Cave right there, that's probably safe to say Wild's going to find them before too long.
GamerCal's got the red shield and the fire rod. Wild Anaconda's going after the hookshot. No surprise there. The ice rod was in the chess game.
Blind fight. Easy blind fight there for Ali. Getting the compass. So does that mean that there is an item at the big chest they might have to go back for? It appears so. So there could be something there needing the hammer to get. Now we have Tyr jumping into Skullwoods to grab the fire rod.
They added an instant menu option, which we're not allowed to use in races, that got rid of the menu animation. Nice little quality of life thing I forgot to mention. I hope they'll add the rotating boots and some other stuff. LNR swapping, as those will never be in race options, I don't think, but it would be nice to be able to use them in my own little runs.
They still need to find the hammer before they can make it into Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah, there's no way to sneak in without using a major glitch, a banned glitch. We don't allow that.
We're seeing Alucard go right into the back of Skullwoods, though, here.
Why? That's the question. I'm not sure why.
Gambling on the pedestal?
Does he have the book?
No.
I'm not sure what he's up to, because I'm sure he knows there's no item here. Speedrunning communities will make the call on what should be legal and what's not. There's actually, I was surprised to find out, because I didn't know saving and quitting is actually not the thing to do in vanilla Link to the Past runs. There's a category just for that, just to allow saving and quitting. So the community can be a bit picky about things like that, and it's really just up to the runners what they think goes, and if they should make categories for it or not. They usually vote on that kind of stuff.
Alu having a little bit of trouble with the spikes and the moth fight here.
Yeah, this is not a fun fight. He's pretty much vanilla gear right here for this thing. And vanilla is not a fun Mothula fight, it's pretty rough. It's a bit of a wonky battle.
Yeah, the spikes can definitely troll you a bit. There he goes. Down goes Mothula.
Yeah, I personally think that quality of life stuff should be put into the game like this. They're obviously adding quite a bit of it. I think it would be better for it, but I'm in the minority on that, unfortunately, so I don't think we're going to see, for racing purposes at least, LNR swapping is definitely not going to... There's no way that's going to happen, and the rotating boots would definitely change the game a lot too. These are big changes that we're proposing, not visual like the crystals, colors, or things like that, which is stuff they have done.
Alright, here we go. We're getting a blind pedestal pull right now.
I can't believe he already has all three of those. Man. Piece of heart.
Well, debated.
Yeah, LNR swapping is weird. The menu in this game is weird too. It would take a lot of time to learn how to use it effectively. But at the same time, everybody would be faster as a result. All old times would get thrown out because you would definitely finish way faster when you can preload an item with no menu time. You'd save at least 2 or 3 minutes per run, no matter who you were.
Oh, Wild getting stuck on the dead rocks. You know, green team, we have Hair heading into Misery Mire while GamerCal's heading into Thievestown.
There's definitely an argument to be made for not adding things to the game that will affect the time that much. I can understand that. It's just I wish I had it. It's just fun. It's just so much fun to use those super boots. If you've never played the broadcast Satellaview version of this game that has them, the rotating boots that run through screens with no stopping, I mean, they would just be so nice. Those super boots.
I haven't played them, no.
So you can continue to run through screen transitions, so you can always be running, and also you can rotate. You can just 90-degree turn on a dime. You can just rotate your guy.
That's pretty crazy.
That is that's what the boy and girl skin that are in this now are from.
Okie doke.
Working on Mire. There's the big key. But unfortunately, you need to explore Mire, so it can't just head straight to the boss.
Always when you're looking for items, you get the early big key.
When that happens to me, I always think about just clearing the boss. I think it might just be a time to go. He might drop an item and then I won't have to do the dungeon anymore.
I've done that once or twice. It's definitely a tempting thought.
It paid off for me once. Paid off big time. And I mean, there's not really a downside to it because you're there. You'll just have to go through the dungeon again. But if you save time, you'll save a lot of time.
Yeah, if there is an item on the boss, then you get it, then you find one more and can quickly mirror out without having to hopefully search through all of the flame rooms on the left side.
Terd took a death trying to catch a fairy. Did not be able to get it.
That's unfortunate.
Doing the Land Molus.
And Alucard, not having gone to Eastern, can't get into Mire yet. So no matter what, this will be the end of the Desert Mire play for Alu.
The fast menu thing is why I brought that up, because that is definitely a thing that it's banned because it's just going to knock so much time off the runs. So it's the same story for the boots and the LR swap. So if they do add them in, I would expect them to be options like that with the asterisks by I'm saying the banned in races, and it certainly makes sense to ban something that, like I said, would just completely invalidate all the former times. It would be such a sweeping difference. It would be strange at this point in its development to change it that much. You know what I mean? Blind is dead. Gamer Cal's gone. Gamer Cal just does not have any health at all. Wow, doesn't have very much either. This is the 2 versus 2 syndrome here, where one of the players doesn't get any health. Happens every time.
The 3 full heart containers in Hype Cave. If you don't go there, that's a lot of health you're just missing out at one go.
The teams can and do interact. They know what each other are doing all the time. Hopefully they're communicating everything short of small keys. Hopefully they have all the information shared here. I would hope that they, especially in the finals, the players are probably telling everyone, they're probably telling each other where the big key is, where every item of value is, where every item of no value is. They're telling each other everything, I would expect.
Terra finding ether there in the big key chest in Mire. Gonna have to go check the right side over here, still looking for one more item.
I don't know, people like their records. That's all I know. I'm a bit more casual about it, and I definitely enjoy those features when I've gotten to use them. I would like to be able to use them some more. I'm wondering if there's any other link to past mods I could play that have them, because I've seen a few, but ROM hacks are rarely as good as this randomizer. This randomizer is incredible. You won't find another thing like this. I've looked. There's not really anything that competes.
And the backwards, the magic bat giving out the mushroom to Gamer Cal. So in this seed, you needed the powder to get the mushroom.
Is this our first Palace of Darkness check?
It is.
Can't clear it yet, but maybe the hammer's in here. Need the bow too. And that's one minor logic change. There aren't very many. The bow can now be in more locations in Palace of Darkness than before. Used to be locked out of a few rooms. I'm not sure why. Probably unintentional. I think they finally fixed it, and now you can find it in the last 2 chests in here. There's Bombos. Bombos has no value in this run, but you might use it for fun in the Cold Stare fight if you don't have mana.
And the key there will let Wild go further deeper into the dungeon. Towards the back and see what we can't find back there. Tear with the Master Sword Vitreous. Going with the dash strats.
They added a lot of neat features though to this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this randomizer is going to look like in a couple months. The updates they keep coming out with is out of left field, man. Very active community on the development team too.
They really are. Oh, we got Alucard heading into Mire now also.
And they have attracted, as we can see right now, a whole lot of good players. People ask me what my game of the year is. And in the world where Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild have come out at the same year, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to say it's this randomizer. That's the only thing I've been playing.
And there we go. There's the bow in the dark room of Eastern Palace, just like can happen in V27 now.
Nice.
While the Anaconda finds it.
Just needs that hammer though. Still can't do the dungeon. Can do Eastern finally, but not the dungeon here.
What would really be fun is you find the bow here, then have to go back and find the hammer bow locked on the right-hand side.
We don't have a lot of crystal dungeons done. We have somebody has all 3 pendants, but as far as crystals, we're still working on those. We don't really have the means to clear anything important yet. We can do Ice Palace, I guess. Is that what Terra's doing? Looks like it.
It appears so. That's a good play here. Knowing what we know and where we've seen, the hammer could still be there. One of the last few places it could be. The first chest in Swamp, maybe? Tier one of that hook shot gonna make quick work of all those pen gators.
Ice Palace has been, much like Skullwoods, a dungeon that's worth your time. I've found it's hard to make that call in a randomizer, but I mean, I'm biased towards Skullwoods and Ice Palace at this point. They seem so good. They just consistently have saved my run. Last time I played, even I got like 3 items in here out of 3. Really good dungeon for checking out, and in this case, it's mandatory anyway, so why not?
Yeah, I understand why people like to save it because of the how quick it is in go mode, but man, if you're looking for items,
yeah, I don't feel like it's a long dungeon. It's an annoying dungeon. I think people just don't like it. I can understand that. Ice dungeon where you're supposed to go through it twice, but it certainly has a lot of items to check, and it's really good, and it's really easy to access. Titan mitts and fire and flippers. And you don't really even need the flippers. You can cheat your way there pretty easily. So
the only problem, you can't beat it without the hammer. So it is kind of a gamble here if the hammer's not here.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side.
You lock yourself out of two chests on the right hand side.
You won't be able to get those 2, and without the hook shot, it would be really hard to navigate too. Those are the caveats for sure. There's this bomb trick though. I love that move. It's not too hard to do either.
Nice, simple little strat, lots of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of creativity in these moves, and they're the kind of tricks I like because they're the kind of tricks that the viewer can see one time and be like, oh, I didn't think of that, and they can go do it. It's no problem at all to just drop those 2 bombs and bounce off a wall. The same for me. One of the ones I picked up from this has been... Oh, there's hovering. I'm not picking that up. Terrible hovers across that hole. One of the tricks I picked up from this randomizer was the Samaria cane on the Wizrobes in Ganon's Tower. It's a very creative way to solve that problem, and everyone does it. It's too good.
Yes, I like that trick, and I really like the bomb on the 2 Stalfos here in Ice Palace.
Yeah, that too.
That was one of the ones I learned here recently.
Tempered Sword. We are all over the map. We got a player in Mire, Palace of Darkness, Overworld, preparing for Swamp, I think, and Tempered Sword Ice Palace down here.
And that just happened. The hammer was on the right side, bow blocked in Palace of Darkness. We had the bow and the hammer in Palace of Darkness.
Palace of Darkness is a big deal, and Gamercal doing the Swamp without the hammer, that's not going to yield much.
No, you can only check the first chest there.
Yeah, he's really gambling on this. It takes a while to get into Swamp, and it's we know it's not going to pay off, because if he doesn't find the hammer right away, he's stopped.
And that is go mode for Red Team, isn't it? At least for Wild.
I guess it is. I can't see anything that they're missing. I'm pretty sure that Quake was what they needed for Total Rock.
Yep, they have everything. As soon as Alucard gets done here in Mire, he can go to Pod and get the bow, then the hammer, and they'll be on their way.
Let's play those drums. 20 rupees for Gamercal's trouble. His decision to go into Swamp instead of Palace of Darkness is biting back here. And I can understand that move I personally would avoid Swamp just because it's so locked up without the hammer. Palace of Darkness can be locked up too, though. Without the bow, you might not get anything. You might get one item too. It depends on what's the layout looking like. It's pretty likely you'll get at least a few, though, usually.
Yeah, usually.
Usually you can get into 3 or 4 chests before you're stuck, at least. Depending on what the first item is. If it's a key, you're pretty good to go. Don't ask me about hovering, I just know the gist of it, I don't know how to do it. It's some kind of frame-perfect mashing. And it might be such a hardware-specific thing that I would need to do it on actual hardware to try. And I've never tried. It's very rare that you see it, so Terra is one of the few who have done it in my tournament here. TGH being the other one I can think of, who has actually done it and succeeded during a race, no less. He's comfortable enough with it that he's doing it during a race. And the finals, too, you know, so and he pulled it off right away. He had no trouble.
Alright, looks like GamerCal's heading over here towards pod now. Oh, maybe not. Gonna check the hobo out first. So now with Vitreous down, Alucard is gonna head somewhere. I assumed he was gonna flute straight over. Oh, he's gotta go the long way to Palace of Darkness because no hammer. I'm dumb, sorry.
Oh, it's quite a walk. Yeah.
That
Unfortunately,
would make sense why we got over there for so long, not having the hammer to just flute to 5 and take the easy warp.
I mean, I guess I could say that they're lucky that they don't have to do Aghanim in the case with the hammers in Palace of Darkness. They're pretty fortunate to find those flippers.
Yeah, the flippers definitely save the Aga required.
They could have every other item in the game except the hammer and still have to do Aghanim in the case of not being able to swim across there. We're looking for the average time, so the average time will only matter if, let's say Alucard finishes first. If Wada Anaconda is 4th, then the average time will matter quite a bit. But in the case where they get 1st and 2nd, it obviously won't matter at all. So them being in go mode already, they have a pretty large advantage here. Green team is playing catch up right now. And it's because of Palace of Darkness single-handedly shutting down all of the item progress. It's just that one dungeon. As soon as they go in there, they'll be good to go too.
That's half magic for Terra that he found in the dig spot from the shovel. More bomb strats in the Ice Palace.
Hovering is definitely a complicated, frame-perfect kind of button-pressing thing, and I'm not sure how it works exactly, but it's... If you see somebody doing it, they're doing the most advanced thing you can do in this game. Like, hands down, there's nothing as complicated as that. It's very timing-based, it's very much the kind of thing that a speedrunner doing would earn cheers, you know what I mean? It's definitely one of those moves.
Oh, definitely. And I hear it's just almost impossible to even try to pull off on an emulator. You have to do it on a console.
I would say so. Some emulators are more accurate than others, but that kind of trick is really hard to... We have GamerCal entering the Palace of Darkness. He's got more items than... I'm running his tracker, I'm behind. He's got more items than it looks like, but he's still missing the hammer and bow that I'll find in here. I'm not sure what else he's missing.
I think he's got pretty much everything that they need for go mode.
I just marked a couple of things.
Bow.
Cut up a little bit there. We are on version 27. I asked the runners which one they wanted to use. Everyone agreed that it probably wouldn't even matter. It did though, because of where the bow was, right? Here's Bombos.
Yeah. You had the bow in the back of Palace of Darkness and then the hammer bow locked in on the right side of pod. Just the most V27 of changes.
That's right. Immediate.
I'm pretty sure it's a 1 in 500 or something like that to have the bow in Palace of Darkness at all.
But Anaconda's doing this cold stare fight. It's pretty nasty. It takes 12 regular swings to kill one of these guys, or 6 spins. He just got a double hit on him, though. He looks like he's in good shape. Had a red potion to rely on. Starting to take him down. I think he's got this no problem. Yes, he does. Pretty nasty fight as far as bosses go.
And Alucard here about to find the hammer. Right there. Sees it. Knows he's now in go mode also. And there's the bow for GamerCal. Tear's also heading over here, knowing that there's nowhere else that they can possibly go. Finding out there that it is the bow, definitely that's where it need to be, so once they find the hammer here, they're gonna be probably just astounded that that even happened, right?
They're gonna be really... I would be worried if I were them, and in fact, it would be an accurate concern to find those 2 items here when you avoided the dungeon this long. It's just like, they got the shaft on the randomize. It happens sometimes. I mean, it happens a lot, honestly. One team just didn't check the right place, and they have a huge lead to make up now. Now, they might not be as far behind as you would think, because they have been getting crystals this whole time, so it's hard to say how much go mode time Alucard and Wild actually earned, especially in 2 versus 2, where one person does a dungeon and then their partner go modes it. That's really saving a lot of the go mode time, because that
It
full
really
clear.
does.
Yeah, like while they were getting to go mode, how many dungeons did they already full clear? It's really hard to tell until we see the end game here. What the team lookout is going to be. 2 versus 2 is different. Normally in one-on-one, when somebody's in go mode 20 minutes earlier, they've got it. You know, you're not going to stop that. But in this case, I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see.
And there's GamerCal in go mode also. Right? Oh no, he still needs Quake in Eastern Palace.
He'll probably hop right over
Almost.
there and get it.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Probably gonna see Alucard do the same thing, jump back over, finish off Eastern Palace out of here. And then Wild Anacondas here, you're gonna be able to just run quickly through Swamp Palace, go mode it, which is much faster than having to full clear Swamp with the left side and everything.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see anybody do that. Swamp Palace is going to get skipped.
It's so much. I'd much rather skip Swamp than have to full clear it as opposed to Ice. I'd rather do Ice all the way than have to full clear Swamp any day.
Swamp can be extremely annoying. The big key could be on the boss, and just add another 2 minutes to the thing. Just everything about that dungeon is designed to waste your time. Bunch of long animations, a whole side with 2 items in it that you need to check.
It's so slow.
Palace of Darkness was the big trick here, but it was a mandatory dungeon. We also found some items in Skullwoods and Tower Hera. Those were important.
And they were both pendants. The Moon Pearl being on Moldorm was huge for Red Team because GamerCal made it to Tower Hera first, but did not have a sword and fought his way up with only bombs.
Yeah.
Then had to leave, and then Alucard came in and got the Moon Pearl almost immediately after that.
That hurt. That set Red Team off a little bit of a lead. But both teams did those 2 dungeons pretty quickly.
Cal going straight back over here to Eastern Palace. Run straight through, grab Quake Medallion, and finish off the boss, and head on over to Mire or Swamp, or one of the other dungeons.
He's the only one with the silver arrows so far, I think.
I think Wild has them also for Red Team. Tear heading into the Helmosaur fight.
That is go mode for GamerCal, at least.
Getting some maybe bomb strats there from Tear. Attempted.
Nice cape on Tear, just for show on that boss. Just gotta humiliate Helmosaur here. Make sure that he knows that you can't touch him.
And with both bottom players finished off bosses. Wild fluting straight over to Mire. Gonna go tangle with Vitreous.
I'm gonna catch up on GamerCal's crystals when I see an opportunity to do it. He's got quite a few of them. I'm just not sure how many exactly, or which. I think we're accurate on items though. All the players are getting pretty well into this seed. It's just cleanup time. Wild Anaconda's gonna do Mire. Gonna get hit by that Pterosaur there, but the meanest
Quake
bird
does not stop the flyers from hurting you.
Yeah, it even hit you during the cutscene, so he already took the damage. At least it only hit you once. That's nice. It doesn't kill you just outright.
And both members of Green Team into Eastern Palace. Gonna make quick work of the Armos Knights. Grab their crystal here and be gone.
It's a race to the end. The only real thing to hang up now is Ganon's big key, which will split. Ideally, you'd have somebody go left and right. If it's really nasty, it still won't take very long that way.
That appeared to be Cal's third crystal.
Just a bunch of go mode dungeons. We saw a lot of pendant dungeons. That's why after an hour, it's been about an hour. Pendant dungeons were important and they got finished first. That's why we're going working on so many crystals now. He has 1, 6, and 7, and probably a pendant or 2. Checking out Mire.
Definitely has the green pendant from Blind and the red pendant from Moldorm.
Yeah. We saw one sword upgrade that's missing. Where's the other one? That's the question. Only Tear has the tempered sword.
And that was in the far off middle of nowhere in Ice Palace. I don't see anybody else going to get in that one. GamerCal might. The difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword in the Ganon fight is huge.
I think it would save time. It's a quick hop if you know where to look. It would probably take like 20 seconds for him to go get it, and I think he'd save more than that on Ganon. He'd phase 1 and 2 would be over in 1 cycle or 2 if you miss. Like if you don't miss, the difference is pretty quick on Master Sword versus Tempered, unless Ganon's really friendly with position.
Oh, Wild Anaconda down to 1 heart here in the Vitreous.
Was there a sword in Lumberjack's cave? Really? I didn't see that.
I missed that also, so we know where both the swords are.
It's true. Lumberjack Tree has gold sword. No one's gonna get that. So it's either Ice Palace or bust for the Tempered, and it's probably not gonna happen for Red, so that's gonna slow them down a bit. If it comes down to Ganon being important in this race, Red Team might have a problem. Seen some spinning slashes on Alucard here on this boss. Usually you see people pull out the hammer and hookshot swap, but that takes a while. I'm not sure how much time.
Targus fight is kind of rough.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time this saves or loses. I'm not sure which is better. It seems like it's a faster way. It's not what I can't see.
That's what, 6 crystals? Yeah, 6 crystals for Wily Anaconda heading up straight to T-Rock.
I feel like he's way ahead. Alucard's only got his 4th.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, no, this is 5 now, yeah. Because he did do Mire earlier. He's just got to go to Ice first. That's where he's heading straight after Swamp here, running straight over, gonna mirror and swim straight to Ice Palace, looks like. Gamer Cal making quick work of the Vitreous on the other side. Silver Arrows really trivialized the fight compared to the other 2 people, having to use the cape and the Master Sword.
Alucard needs Ice and T-Rock. Terror back in Ice Palace. Unfortunately wasn't able to clear it without the hammer. Got the shaft there. That's a pretty long run back, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a good play to go in there, though, I think.
Yeah.
It was a decent gamble.
Even if the hammer wasn't in there, maybe the bow was, you know. And in that case, you would need to come here first, almost. Just did not get that little bit of luck. Went the other way with it.
It wasn't necessarily a bad play, just wasn't the right play in this situation.
Gonna have a much easier Cold Stare fight than we saw before, though, because they're dead already. They're finished. He's got all the stuff he needs to make short work of these guys.
Half Magic really helps out with that.
Half Magic, Tempered Sword, Gold Sword spin. Right at the start. That Gold Sword damage.
Getting a blue cane for his troubles.
The Tempered Sword will buy Terra a little bit of time. He's on Crystal 6 now too, so I think he's in 2nd place. He's ahead of Alucard by half a crystal now, and he's got better damage. Just straight better damage. So I think he'll finish 2nd if Wild Anaconda keeps on this pace.
Yeah, and nobody on Red Team knows about the sword in Ice Palace, so there's no way they're going to go get it. Nice bomb jump from Gamer Cal.
What's that? Turtle Rock bug catching net, just in case you need it.
Right, just in time for all the anti-fairies.
They should let you catch those. Let them go and steal mana from the enemy. That would be nice.
That'd be great.
Wild is wasting no time.
I'll use that bomb jump there to get the jump across instead of hovering to get the sword here.
Wildcard team, I think, is ahead, but not as ahead as it looks. Terror hasn't been marking his crystals off. He's in super panic mode, I think, because they found out where the bow and hammer were at almost an hour, and I think they realized that they might have been able to get that really early had they gone that way first.
Yeah, the pod having both the bow and the hammer is just so... When does that ever happen?
It's scary is what it is, because that I feel like that's a dungeon that I'm the one who will check it last. Every time I'm the one who won't get it in time. So if I were them, I'd be rushing too. And
It's
not
such
just
a long
because-
way to walk back over to it with your only Dark World access being on the other side of the map completely.
Yeah. We had to go get the flippers, and then swim all the way around the top and go into Palace of Darkness. And that's where stuff was. The seed wasn't pointing them towards that way because of the flippers, really, but even so.
Gamer Cal, the cold stare fight here also.
He did go and get the Tempered Sword.
Yes, used a bomb jump to hop across over that way.
It's not a hard bomb jump, but I always fall in anyway. It's just one I can't seem to pull off. And that's all you gotta do. You don't have to hover that pit. You can bomb jump it and save a whole bunch of time. That bomb jump's gonna get him a free sword. It's gonna pay for itself. Just on that boss fight alone, I would say he's already earned that Tempered Sword time.
Oh, definitely.
Gonna have an easy Ganon fight. Gonna have an easy Trinex fight, too.
It all comes down to how much the Tempered Sword is going to save them with the rest of the bosses and the trip up Ganon's tower. Alucard heading up to open up Turtle Rock right now, while Wild Anaconda is on the laser, or all heading to the laser bridge.
He's gotta find a key. He found a key. He's good to go. Not gonna check the other chest. You're in a place on 2 and 2 where... Oh, he might, actually. He's changed his mind. What I was gonna say is you might want to check those chests, because if there's a sword in there, it not only helps you, you know, your buddy will get it too, and that helps a lot. There's not, though. We know where the other 2 swords are. And I assume they know about the Lumberjack one, but they don't know where that 4th one is. The one that the other team has.
Yep, the downfall of go-moding Ice Palace. Missing the sword there. But didn't have to double dip Ice Palace, so... Pros and cons, right?
Yeah. Alucard working on his final dungeon as well, I think.
Yes, it is. And Tyr heading over that way also. Gamercal's just a quick jaunt through swamp from being up towards Turtle Rock himself.
It's bouncing into spikes on the boss. Now, they don't have half mana, so Anaconda has got to be careful here. Not only for health, but for... Oh, he did. He took the death. That's going to hurt.
Oh no.
Did not get the safety. Going to go back halfway into Turtle Rock here. That hurts.
That's unfortunate.
Now, he has a blue potion. He was going to use it, but it just didn't work out. He's got a really annoying Trinex fight that green team won't have. They'll kill him in 5 swings each head. Make a really easy fight out of what red team has to do, which is the hammer swap thing, which is really annoying. They also don't have half mana like Ter has. Ter's not going to have any trouble at all. It's going to be a really easy fight for him. So he's guaranteed to win almost when he gets there, compared to the other 2 here, who actually have to play. His gear is so good. He's top tier as far as equipment. I don't know where the heck the armor is. Nobody's found any of it. But he's got everything else. Let's see where the armor is here. Maybe it's all in Ganon's tower. It appears that on the west side of Swamp Palace was some of the armor. No one's getting that. So go mode in that and go mode in Ice Palace's cost stuff. But I don't feel like armor is something the players worry about too much, even though he did just take a death. It's because he couldn't pull off his blue potion in time. He'll be alright. He's got a bottled fairy now. When you take the time to bottle the fairy here, you end up making the enemies get in the way.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh no, Alucard taking a death also. Having to go back to the beginning. That was unfortunate. That Pokey just bounced off the wrong way and got him.
Is he bouncing off the spikes on purpose? It's an interesting place to stand.
I think he's standing over there because the hammer's hitbox aiming up is just really bad.
Yeah, it definitely is. He's got to use that blue potion. That's one skull down.
And quick work for GamerCal making a Vargas. And that will send GamerCal, I believe, up to Turtle Rock also.
Anaconda's looking good for this time.
So these Temper Swords could make the difference in this race. Temper Swords in the Ganon's Tower key, the big key.
Anaconda first into Ganon's Tower. Where do you think the big key is, folks? We got 22 locations, and we're going to end up with, if Ganon's really nasty about it, Alucard might be in there to help him look. We'll track it just the same.
I always guess the Bob chest. No surprises from me today.
How often have you seen it in there?
Occasionally. I've seen it 4 or 5 times this tournament so far. Well, between this tournament and the big tournament and the secondary tournament, between all the tournaments.
All of our players making pretty good time here. Ganon's Tower already opened up at 75 minutes for red team, and I expect green team will have it open in the next 5 or so. Hair's on his way down, and he's gonna have an easy time, like I said. He's just checking for keys. He's got enough keys to go, so he's actually go-moding the rest of this, it looks like. Telling his partner to do the same, I imagine. Takes a fall, but that's okay. It's got low health, so hopefully that doesn't bite him.
We'll definitely see Tear catch Alucard here in the Trinex fight, if not a little before.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't take a death, because he is going in with no health and green tunic. That could be the one thing that gets him, is taking a death like Anaconda did. He could heal. It looks like he's planning on it. Yep, there's that safety fairy.
Going ahead and grabbing that. Doesn't need the safety door without... With the Tempered Sword, you don't need to open up the safety door.
Very stylish Samaria Kane dash.
Gotta get the swag on.
Alucard took a death on the way to Trinex. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go back halfway to Turtle Rock as well. Red team, both of them. Well, he's got the safety at least, so that's not too bad of a death. It's only a short walk.
But it definitely lets Tear pass him here. Tear takes over second place.
Yeah, and Tear's not going to have a boss here in a second either. He's already got him dead. He'll have phase 3 here done in no time. Tear moving on to Ganon's Tower.
Anaconda having checked 7 chests, not having found any big key yet.
There it is.
Going back over to the right side. Hey, number 8.
The big key is known. Alucard, no! Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
No fairies. He's dead again. He's gonna walk on the 8th chest, pretty quick on the right side. Red team has the advantage here. With Alucard on his way, he'll know where the key is when he gets there. Tear's got to go look for it. Tear's stopping off at the Hookshot Cave. I'm not sure what was in here that he wants, but he knows.
Silver arrows. Definitely want to grab the silvers on the way.
Yeah, that'll pay for itself. Even with the red sword, still going to save a little bit of time with that. That's the difference between 12 spins or, 2 real quick shots with the 2 sets of 2 with the silvers. That's a big
Definitely.
time save.
Alucard heading back into the Trinex fight now, while Tear is going into Ganon's tower.
So here we see red team being in go mode, what, 10 or 15 minutes first? And they're not that far ahead, especially after those unfortunate deaths in Turtle Rock. Tear's on his way in. If he gets that key on the right side, he'll be right alongside Anaconda with better equipment. He might be first.
It's definitely possible.
His Ganon fight's going to be a joke compared to what Anaconda has to fight a little bit. Like, he's got the silvers. His phase 1 and 2 are going to be a long fight, though.
And Tear finding the key in the first chest there is definitely going right all the way.
Yep, Tear's en route, and it's because the dungeon kind of pushed him that way. This is what I would do. This is the path I started to run. It's just if they give me a key, head this way.
That's how I've always done it. If you get the key, go to the right.
Man, this is going to be a close race. It didn't look close for a while. I thought red team had it in the bag, but green team is caught up. They are here. They're ready to represent.
Power that tempered sword.
Absolutely. Tear is the only one with half mana, so I don't see any problems for him on the boss. He's been pretty well off this whole time. Half mana cape with red sword and silver arrows. Ganon is as easy as he gets, really. Like the gold sword would help slightly more, but not really that much. He's pretty well off here. Wild Anaconda's trying to hit these silver shots, but not quite getting them. There you go. Tear already on the climb upwards. He's one floor behind.
Gamercal's making quick work with the Trinex heads.
Alucard stopping off for the silvers, getting his way into Ganon's tower as well. Gamercal is soon to be there too. We're gonna have all 4 players in this tower. All of them will know where the key is. There is no longer any room for error. A death on red on Ganon's tower is gonna be the end of them. They can't afford it anymore. They don't really have any safety. They don't have any armor. They don't have any... I hope they have potions. They have the means to get heals, so that magic powder could come in handy. Those Lionels really did the number on Alucard.
Alright, now Alucard's heading up into Ganon's tower while Gamercal is getting the last crystal off of Trinex's dead body.
The nice thing about powder is that it gives you a full heal every floor in Ganon's tower. Every single floor, if you know about the wild... the anti-fairies. Wild picked up
Tear
2.
stopping off to grab some fairies. Alucard finding that key, gonna head to the right also now.
It's gonna be a super close race. It's gonna be super close. Wild Anaconda still geared up to get first. He wants to check this final chest for his buddy. It's the blue tunic. That's actually pretty handy. That's a safety net for Ganon.
Oh, definitely.
That is just about the best thing he could have found at this point because we know the gold sword ain't in here. Doesn't get much better than that. Like, what else would be better? Maybe a blue potion in a bottle ready to go? Oh, geez. He tried to hover, didn't do it. Oh, no. He should have let the chest appear first. Oh, man, that hover is going to hurt. He's got to fight Moldorm again with the Master
Tear's
Sword.
heading into Landmo 2 at this point.
Yeah, there's no time to spare. He's got Moldorm dead again. Was he trying to hover, or was he just getting too close to the edge? I'm not sure.
Or Alucard just taking a death warp. Never mind.
Yeah, he got messed up by those Lionels, so I can see you wanting to heal. The Lionels hit him like 3 times, and they do a lot of damage. He's back up to a reasonable health level here. There are fairies constantly in here, so you can get a bunch of HP, and they're ready to do it.
Tear missing the Samaria block on the Wizrobes.
triple hit for Anaconda on Aghanim 1. Here's phase 2. Or, well, not phase, but you know. Oh, he missed them all. Having some trouble getting the next hits. Another triple, there you go. So it was 3, 0, 0, and 3. He got him. Going on to Ganon's.
Just waiting for the right patterns to line up.
Yeah, that's right. Gamer Cal, Alucard in the same place here. Terra almost up to where Anaconda is, not quite. Still has one floor to go in Ganon's tower. Anaconda's got time, but like I said, he's gonna have a large fight with Ganon here, a large time fight. If Ganon's nice about it and goes towards the wall, you can really get a lot of damage even with the Master Sword. If he decides to do that, it's going to mitigate how useful that red sword is. You can get half, I want to say, of his life in each phase when he's there right now. You could sneak in there and do it. Doesn't look like Anaconda's going for it though. Wasn't ready. Because you can sneak in there and every hit you do will count as 2, and you can usually get 2 or 3 of them off. He's there again. You have to position yourself between the wall to do it. He's got
Yeah, I
this
can
time.
see with race nerves not pulling that off.
Well, he doesn't have any way to heal, I don't think. Does he? Does he have fairies, maybe? He got some good damage there on phase 2. I hope he has fairies. He does. I think he has another one still.
Okay, cool. And that's Trolldorm 2 down for Tear. And GamerCal has passed Alucard there in the gauntlet. GamerCal is now into Landmo 2 right before Alucard is going to be in the room.
Doing really well on Ganon here with the Master Sword. Getting all those bonus hits. He's on phase 3. The warps.
And Alu down to a heart and a half here.
So the big difference is Terra's not going to have to do these spins to do the same damage. If he does choose to do the spins, they still do bonus damage.
Yeah, it definitely makes the fight lots faster with tempered spins. And that's Aga 2 down.
We're going to see a double. I'm not sure if that second one hit there. Ganon is at least half dead on Anaconda's run. It's hard to get the double when you have to spin. The knockback on it really makes it rough. I think Ganon is dead now. Yes, Wild Anaconda is first. He's cleared him.
GG for Wild Anaconda.
With a time of 1:26:30 and SRL.
Now we have Tear jumping into the Ganon fight here. Nice easy slashes. And GamerCal and Alucard are just rooms apart, just neck and neck.
Terra's taking advantage of half mana corner strategies here for getting maximum damage. Already on phase 3. We got a furious Moldorm. These two are on the same fight, man. That is a really timely Alucard heal there for that that piece of heart.
Very, very timely. GamerCal not needing the chest, going straight on through.
Terror. I hope you got a fairy in the bottles, dude. Yes, he does.
He does. He got one right before the gauntlet.
He's extremely aggressive on Ganon, and I can understand why, with all that equipment.
The sync on his Aga fights. It's just ridiculous.
It might make a big difference, too, on who wins, because Terror's done with about 90 seconds slower than Anaconda. That's about the window for GamerCal to overtake Alucard here, and he might with the Tempered Sword.
And GamerCal looks to be 6-7 seconds behind Alucard at this point, or ahead of Alucard.
23.
I mean, sorry. That's GG for Tear. And now we get competing Ganon fights for all the marbles right here.
This is a very important battle. Alucard needs to do well at this. He needs to do so well that within 90 seconds he beats somebody with a better sword than him. And that might be rough. He's got to do it perfectly, really. If he does a perfect fight, he could win this pretty easily. If he makes any mistakes, if he dies, or anything like that, even with fairies, it might be too much.
If it comes down to a fall from either player, an untimely fall would be just the worst.
He's taking advantage of that corner a little bit there. It's just phase 1 is especially annoying. Phase 2 isn't very fun either, but phase 1 is really, really tedious without the Tempered Sword.
And meanwhile, Cal is already over to phase 3.
Yeah, I think Cal is definitely going to finish first here, but he's got some time to make up. It might not be enough. I'm going to have to add the clocks. It's really good music, this.
It really is. We're getting a couple of more spins in.
Phase 2, Ganon. It's hard to sneak in there with a Master Sword on this part.
It really is.
You're lucky if you can
It's
get
all
more than
fine.
2. Like 2 or 3. But when he's on the corner like that, it's possible to get a whole ton. GamerCal is finished. And his time is
for green team.
1:30.14.
Oh, this has been so close.
Those deaths in Turtle Rock might be the decider here. Those might have been just too much. Both players on Red Team took them. It cost them their lead. They were definitely in front of this.
All right, Alu into phase 3 now.
They had about 90 seconds window here. It's counting down. They're down to about 40 seconds left. It's going to be really close. If he doesn't make any mistakes here, it's going to be super, super close. And I'm going to have to do a lot of math real quick to see. They've got about 45 seconds left, I think. And that's just about what this will take. Because Silver Arrows, he can finally do fast on Ganon. He's finally at the point where it's no longer a gear thing. The Master Sword doesn't help here, but it's good enough. It's not really a bad thing.
One.
A double. One more. Now, it doesn't end until he walks in the door. That might be all that door might be the end of it.
Oh, man.
He's done at 1:31.58. What a good final match.
Oh, wow.
For the,
What a
lower bracket.
close race.
I gotta do the math here. Let me see. 1:31.58. But let me invite them in for commentary. I gotta add those times together. But I'm pretty sure that it's within 10 seconds. Again, this happened last time too. We've consistently had really close runs over and over again here.
What a close race. It's got to be within. Rayfin says 9 seconds.
On the left, we have a total time of 2 hours, 58 and 37. On the right, 2 hours, 58, 28.
Oh, wow.
9 seconds. Red team is won.
Wow.
9
That's
seconds.
amazing.
Congratulations, red team. They don't even know they've won yet. Let's tell them. Hey, everybody. Nice run. That was
Hey,
really close.
Hey,
No kidding, dude.
jeez.
I apologize in advance because I know exactly why we didn't win this one.
You lost by 9 seconds, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah. So I saw that hook shot on the Zora ledging. We kind of had a bit of a weird bit of bad luck with this one. There's some of the things like the moon pearl being on Moldon when I had no way of getting it the first time and stuff. But I saw the hook shot on the Zora ledge. Like, finally, I get a chance to do the trick to get that, and I kept landing on the stupid on the ground again. I had it all set up, but I couldn't get the swim to it, so I couldn't get there in time to do it. I ended up giving up and getting the moon pearl and doing it that way around. But yeah, I was showing off a thing, and
We saw you do it.
Ultimately.
You were up there early and you didn't get anything great for it, unfortunately.
no, that was
we
the other
thought
thing.
we thought you were gonna do that.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
we
this
were
guy
wondering-
writes the tutorial on this. We're screwed.
and so we were thinking, like, man, there's like a billion chests up there. The chances of there not being anything good up there if they sequence break this is really low. And then when we finally get around to it, we're like, man, there's literally silvers up here, and we didn't have bow at the time. Like,
Exactly.
that would have been completely useless to go
I
up
got
there.
the book and I checked the book spots and they had nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I did
Well.
all this work for nothing. I'm sad now.
You guys found the
Dude,
red sword in ice. Red team didn't have that out card, and
Oh.
Anaconda had to do it
Oh
with the
my
master.
God.
Oh,
We were
okay.
spending
uh-huh.
so much time at the end looking for a sword.
And
Yeah.
getting
Right.
bodied by everything.
That
Yeah.
almost.
We died so many times. I thought it was just going down the drain. Like,
Yeah.
You
so
guys had
many
a
deaths.
big lead,
Deaths
but
and T-Rock killed you.
that red sword
Oh,
and the deaths you
literally.
guys were taking, they almost caught up. They almost had it. It was really close.
Oh. Like those deaths in Turtle Rock, I was like, oh my god, these are so costly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, I died at Trinex. Alu died.
I died
Like,
in the
pokey
trying to get the
snipes.
pokey key with the snipe thing, and then I had to start from the beginning. Then I went and got the key, and then I used the save door, and then walked into Trinex and died. Oh no! I walked into the 2 rooms before Trinex. You know, like the one with all like the orbs that you have to hit and stuff, and the pokies and the anti-fairies.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
died in that room. Like an anti-fairy knocked me into a pokey. Then I
Ooh,
died
yes.
at Trinex because I walked into him. So Turtle Rock was great, guys. It was the place to be.
You're gonna have to do better than that against Problems and Speedy, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, no,
We know.
I got it. Did you guys check pedestal?
Yeah, I
Did you-
did.
Or not check it, but did you grab it? Because
Nope,
we
because
didn't
I checked
have-
it first.
we didn't have book, and the pendants were so free
Uh-huh.
that, like, Alu was just like,
Guess
well,
what
I'm
I
just
did."
gonna do it, and then
No, I checked it before pulling it because I got both items out of Skullwoods, got the fire rod, and I was like, I'm at 5 hearts here. I'm bailing on this right now. I don't want to doom off at 5 hearts. So so I just left that place. I ended up doing Beast Town afterwards, but I was eventually like, I'm gonna check the pedestal before I do much else here. I actually kind of forgot the sword upgrade in the Sea House the first time round. I was too busy getting the other stuff. But it's like Thieves Town, you don't really need it for that, right? So didn't really matter too much. But
So in a way, getting that hook shot did save you a lot of time. Just that you could check it and get like you got the book early, I guess, and then you.
early enough, yeah. It's just a shame it took me like 3 times to get it. But you know, Also, yeah. Welcome to V27, by the way.
Yeah, how about
Yeah.
that Palace of Darkness?
Dude.
Yeah, seriously, what?
I can't believe that.
We
I asked
that was
you guys-
the very last place we possibly could have gone ourselves. We had literally checked everything else between us, and that was just what. I was like, wait, so I got bomb burst in here as well, so that means it's a key lock, right? Wait, no, because the hammer's what you need to get to the door in the basement, so you can still get to the back. Oh my god, the bow is in here, and the hammer has to be put a lot because that's the only thing we got left. What the heck is this seed?
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
I
version
may have made a
27 made a
comment.
difference.
About how crazy it would be if the bow was in the back and then the hammer was on the right side, and then, oh hey, there's the bow. Oh wait, there's the hammer.
It's
Well, the thing was,
amazing.
I almost miscounted. I thought that there was nothing. That's why I had left without doing
That's
the
why you did Eastern
bow
first.
side, and then went into Eastern. And as soon as I went into Eastern, I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! No, there's actually one item still in pod. I'm gonna go back in and check."
Ooh, yeah.
And thankfully, I did.
Thankfully.
Well, you guys are making my brackets look a little strange because the semifinals is the finals up top again. Ready for your rematch?
I called them out when Problems and Spooty knocked us down. I said we will meet you back in the finals and take you down. So I'm
Yeah, but we
true to
barely
my
did.
word. Nope, doesn't matter. Doesn't
You know
matter.
it.
Still, yeah.
And you freaking know that they put up an amazing fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, well, at least I got to show it off. That's like literally the first time in a race that has ever been remotely viable, and at least I got to show it off, even if it did take a couple of tries to do.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but to be honest, I don't know if we would have done that much differently anyway. I would have been up Death Mountain earlier, but I think we would have still had to go and do all of the stuff before doing Palace of Darkness. So had you guys not died nearly so many times, then you probably would have still taken it anyway, I think, just because of how last item I think was.
Yeah, gotcha.
GG regardless.
Yeah,
seriously.
It was a
Definitely.
great race to watch.
One of these days, I'll take you down, Wild.
I'm
One of
sure.
these
I'm
days.
sure. I'm washed up in a link to the past, apparently. So it'll happen.
This is our chance for redemption, Wild. Both
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
You better take at least one game off of them. I'm telling you that now.
You do have to win
if
twice.
this is
Yeah.
just a one-game finals match, I will be disappointed.
All right.
Well,
I'll do you
To be,
proud.
to be fair, I bet Problems in 1v1. You beat me in 2v2. You have a good shot.
Yeah, that stands to
I
reason.
put Problems beat me in 1v1. So,
That doesn't matter.
the cycle! The cycle. Oh.
Well, we'll
We'll
go ahead
see.
and get that game on here, and we can schedule that hopefully within the week. I don't know if you'll want to do back to back. That's up to you. But you gonna get those wins? We'll find out as soon as you're ready. Just let me know.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're down to probably do something this week. I think, Wild. So
Yeah.
look forward to a match with them, and GG's guys.
Yeah, GG.
Definitely.
Crazy race.
Really good.
Let me
game.
know what time you end up settling on, because I'd like to watch this one. So let me know, like, just DM me on Discord or something. What time you end up settling for it, and I'll be sure to tune in.
Cool. We'll do.
I'll definitely try and get that information more public than usual since we're at the finals. And
Excellent.
yeah, we're finally here. Finally made it to the finals. Well, thanks for playing, everybody. Y'all did really good in this tournament. Obviously, you made it to the very end. You took third.
Yeah, we put up a good fight. I'll say that much.
Man, it's a crazy race today. Also, just great to watch.
The last 3 races have been like 10-second time difference. I'm really glad we used SRL this time because I hated last race. I think it was 2-second time difference. I had to calculate without SRL time.
Oh man.
So it was nice to have the real times to just add up real quick instead of looking at footage. But
Right.
we'll definitely do that in the finals too, because who knows what will happen. But thanks for coming. We'll go ahead and get that scheduled. Everybody in the audience, make sure you're following these runners. I'm gonna drop some links, and I'll see you next time. I think I'm about to run the key randomizer. How's that? I haven't tried that yet.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
amazing.
You'll have a lot of fun.
Absolutely awful. Kidding. No, it's really great. It's super fun because it's just, like, you just get to rethink about the randomizer in like an entirely different way than you normally do too, and there's so many cool additions as well. So I won't spoil anything. There's just lots of awesome stuff. So
It feels
I need
like
to
something
try
like Meyer would be more valuable than usual because it has a bunch of extra chests.
Everywhere is like valuable. You know, they all have a bunch of extra chests.
But like Meyer definitely
well, yeah.
more than before. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Yeah.
Can't wait to get 5 compasses out of Height Cave. That's gonna be good.
That's just the best.
Well, I think I'm going to stop for that. Hey, thanks for coming, everybody. And I'll go ahead and make that Discord room so you can start scheduling whenever you want to do that final match.
Perfect.
And Clifford,
Thanks
thanks
a
for coming by to help me commentate.
Hey, thanks for having me. I always love to do it.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks for having us here as well. And yeah, GG again, guys. That's
GG.
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 Take it easy. Like I said, folks, I'm going to set up the key sanity. I've got time before Arcade Pit. Arcade Pit's in 4 hours. Do you think I can beat key sanity in 3, 3.5? That's the goal. If I can't, I'm probably going to call it, but I do have to get ready for my big show here in 4 hours, but I think I could do it in 4 hours or less, so I'm going to go ahead and gear up for that and start in a couple minutes here. I'm not going to be racing anybody, I'm just going to be running it on my own. So I'm just going to take 5 and set up for that real quick. Just going to get a drink and jump right in if you feel like joining me. Otherwise, hope to see you at 8 for Arcade Pit. That was our lower bracket final match, so we just have the finals on whenever, probably this week. Problems IRL and Spooty Biscuit versus Wild Anaconda and Alucard 2004. Anyway, I'll be right back.